What's up, everybody? Aloha
Yo.
Friday to all the Hulahans
Yo.
here, there, and everywhere, wherever you find yourself listening to us. We want to give a special shout out to our listener, Mark.
Yeah,
Mark
Mark.
was the first responder to our Hula 100 challenge. Listen to the last episode, put Hula 100 after you listen to it to let us know that you're paying attention. And Mark's going to get a little reward to his favorite restaurant on the island and enjoy a meal on us just for listening. And I got to say, I mean, I think I posted it towards the evening time. And yeah, Mark listened to that thing right away. So early bird got the worm, and he's going to enjoy a really nice meal courtesy of us. So stick around.
We're
You never know.
Joe.
We'll drop some stuff
Yeah.
out there. We just like to have fun. I mean, we want to support the island, and we want to just show some appreciation, send some aloha. So, Mark, appreciate you listening, and hope you enjoy your meal. You'll have that gift card in your hands shortly.
I like that idea right there, though, Danny. Maybe we should do targeted, kind of help out, like maybe superstars. It's like Braden and him and his and May and Roots, just some of our clients. You know what I mean? We'll just do little giveaways. And guys, it's not like we're the Rogan podcast over here with 1 million subscribers. I think we're up to 72, so it's like a 1 in 72 shot. That's good odds, man.
It's pretty good odds. Pay attention. We'll
That's what's
throw it
up.
your way, and get to enjoy a little bit. You help us, we help others, we help each other. So that's what
There
we're
you go.
about around here. A little aloha. We have some fun, and money's only good for what money can do, right, Johnny?
That's all it's good for, guys. Money is only good for the good that it can do. Spring is in the air, Danny. I made my first trip strike mission to Shark Pit this morning. My buddy Fruit Bean in the parking lot. Yep, that's what we call him, Fruit Bean. He told me a rumor report. He was like, "Oh, it's like maybe waist high in there." So I was like, "Okay." We'll got all the boys excited. Drove down there. It was just kneeboarder David all by himself. Came back up and we surfed Ironwoods instead. So that's the fun about spring. We do start to get swells on both sides. Both of my sons are in town. Got one at Oregon State. He goes back tonight. And then Blaze lives on Oahu. So it's fun to have all three of my kids. Blaze got a little friend that's visiting from Coronado that he's known forever. So it's fun to have him in the water too. I mean, that's what this life is all about, right, Danny?
That's it. We can't introduce anyone else to it if we're not enjoying it ourselves, right?
Guys, I'm an expert on the Maui lifestyle because I live the Maui lifestyle. I literally don't
Yeah.
try calling
So
me at 9 o'clock.
if you're trying to call John for your smoothie or coffee appointment,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's like
After
at
9,
some crazy hour in the morning, like 8 a.m. I mean, we're surfing. Sorry.
oh, totally. And I don't answer my Apple Watch. It's just there to
Yeah.
let me know how many calories I'm burning while I'm
I mean,
surfing.
maybe you should sometime. Let him hear the waves. Let him hear that tumble.
Dude, I'd get so rousted by all the boys in the water. You're like, come on now. It's bad enough you're a realtor on Maui, John.
Yeah, I don't want to listen to you talk about any of that.
No.
Be a
Should we
waitress.
do it? Should we do
What
this
do you got
hula?
for us today? It
We
has
got the
been
happy,
an interesting
yeah,
market.
happy Aloha Friday update here. So excited this week. We were able to put our Napili residential condo into escrow. Kind of
Woo,
feel
woo,
like
woo,
some
woo.
people are coming off the fence, man. I mean, I'm looking at Tony sent out rates. I saw 5.875. He had to buy it down. I think it was 1 3/4 points, but still nice to see a 5 in there. So yeah, I think some people are, like I said, getting off the fence. Let's jump right in here, Danny. So this Uluniu, that's actually the one that's on the Minatoya list. It doesn't show up as Halekai, or are there houses along here too? Because that
There's houses
Uluniu,
and other condos, I think, as well.
gotcha,
You could double check
gotcha.
that address.
Yeah, because I noticed that it was on the Minatoya list. So nice opportunity. Danny's talked about this in the past. There was a time when these things would fly off the shelf, but here we are 322 days later. Price has been dropped from 995 to 888. Now, looks like this one could use some updates. Definitely would scrape that ceiling down onto the carpet before I removed it. But that is direct ocean front there, guys. Got some kind of janky little window unit here. We'd go ductless on that. I mean, ocean front, one bedroom, even for a second home. I mean, that's gotta be the jam for somebody out there, Danny. Right
Yeah,
behind
I mean,
Azeka's place and all that, right?
that's it, right behind the times.
Nalu's, all the jams, man,
But
right
2, 3
there.
years ago, if you would have told me that
Yeah,
one of these came up and sat on the market for almost a year, I would have been absolutely
gone,
shocked. I mean, I had
gone.
people reaching out to me that were like, man, if you ever see one come up in there, we absolutely want it. And the problem is they would always sell off market to each
Uh-huh.
other. It's a very kind of inclusive community. So things have changed, obviously.
Mm,
322 days is a massive difference than sold before listed, sold before listed, sold before listed. I even made calls to this complex before trying to find something available. And a lot
wow.
of the owners were like, man, if you find anyone wanting to sell, like we'll buy a second one. So
Boom.
it's things change.
They do, man. But they've kept their maintenance fees low at 609.59. So God bless
That's
them.
crazy.
Sounds like they're managing it well. Dude, how do you even get this picture here, Danny? Do you stand in the corner and just raise it up and make sure you get all this yellow in there? That's an
I don't know.
interesting
Is it like a
leading
camera?
photo.
Did they get a camera
I don't
security
know,
system in
dude.
there?
I mean, is this just like, hey, let's what can I do with my iPhone? Dude. Anyway,
Yeah.
we're snobs, I know. 629 down to
Pictures
515
matter,
Maui
man.
Vista.
Pictures
It
matter.
does, man. They that's why we take so many of them, right? I mean, literally every single thing that happens out there, everybody's got their phone out. 515, man, that screams a deal, but Maui Vista just seems so apartment like. It's across the street from the ocean, dude. I mean, if I was going to make apartments, they kind of make a good target. And this poor guy here, Danny, I mean, 709 for Iliahi is a screaming deal. They're even including the 65 incher. They just completely repainted. It's new carpet, but it is carpet.
I
It's
think you get this thing for
ducted.
675 even. I think there's room.
Bro, you would steal it at that price there. And these are great, man. They have nice views. So it's sides up. So this is the school. So maybe here's some school bells if you work from home in the daytime, but I don't know what this is here. Probably water retention or something, but you side up to nothing. Anyway, that one's a deal, man. Somebody's going to snatch that thing up. And like you said, I think it goes in the high sixes. Extremely motivated seller, of course. And then
What
this
is a
poor
deal,
guy
Johnny?
here,
We
bro.
hear it all the time. People are like, hey, let us know when you see a deal.
Here it is. Here
What's
it
a
is.
deal? There's room for a deal here. I mean, 3 bedroom
He's
residential, 2 level.
in
That's
Kailani.
anywhere in the realm. I mean, what do you think this thing could rent for if someone just picked this up as an investment?
Dude, 4,500 to 5,000. I'm claiming that right now.
I think you're right on.
I do too.
There
And
you
they'd
have it.
love it. I mean, it's not a tiny 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath, too. 1258 square feet. They live nice. It's a nice community, man. It really, really is. I like Iliahi a lot. That's a deal right there. And this one's a super deal here. South Point at Waiakoa, guaranteed you get this down into the 450s. You come at 430 with cash and you can close in 2 weeks. We'll make that happen. I said it, Danny. Delete, delete, delete if somebody comes.
Write the offer.
Yeah,
Cash
but
up.
no, man. Dude, this is action. South Point, Danny lived right across the street from it. It is quiet up in here because this is North Kihei. It's convenient. You can get to Costco,
So
all the
quiet.
jam. Bro, and I mean, what? Sugar Beach is still stretching all along there. I mean, it backs up to Kaimakani, I mean, which is one of my favorite residential condos. Maintenance
The
fees,
only downside of
568.
South Point is they didn't figure out a way to let you go out the back of the complex towards the beach. You
Truth.
got to walk around
Yeah,
one way or the other, which is it's
that's a
not a
boo.
long walk, 2, 3 blocks. But when it's hot and the sun's on you, man, that does feel like a long walk.
Here's what you do. You get yourself one car. You're going to have a tandem 2 cars parking space. And in front, you're going to leave your golf cart. And that's how you go to the beach.
Golf cart lifestyle.
That's
Johnny
what's
lives
up.
it.
I'm telling you, I love it, man. Justifies the Raptor every single day. It just sits outside. But no, this one's a jam. And this thing's been in escrow now. This agent wants to sell it because he is in danger of losing this, even though it's probably no fault of his own. That is what happens when things fall at escrow. So, guys, that's a deal right there. I think South Point probably brings 3,500 somewhere in there. Fees still, 56, 80, call it $600. That's approachable, man. That is a deal. Two deals right there. So here's Mahina Hina Street. Mahina Hina sits just below Kapalua Airport. At one time, it was a really, really gorgeous neighborhood. Right now, it's one of those neighborhoods where my wife and I go, at some point, people are going to come in here and start fixing these back up again. The thing with Mahina Hina is there was a lot of homes with detached ohanas. So you start getting a lot of rentals in there, and then they start chopping houses up. And this is an example. So 7 bedrooms, 5 baths, 3,986 square feet. When you read through the comments, it's a 4-3, it's a 2-2, and a 1-1. And the thing prints close to 12 grand a month. So I don't know, 2.1 million. I'm printing 11 a month. I do my long-term tax exemption with the county. I mean, what is that? 5% cap rate somewhere in there, Danny?
It's not bad.
I mean, if I'm bringing in 11, what is that on a yearly basis? 130,
11
130 and
yearly,
change,
132.
132 grand. I'm going to tell you, taxes on something like this with the long-term exemption, probably looking at maybe 2,500, 3,000 for the year. And then you're just doing rehab, printing money. And when you come in, your exit strategy is to come in, get all the tenants out, completely rehab the vibe, and we'll sell it for you in 1031 exchange into something into Kapalua. There it is. Easy peasy.
Options.
Easy peasy. Mahie Place, this poor B&B, they just can't sell it. 1,750,000. Highly motivated seller. Comes with a detached ohana. 1 bedroom, 2 baths, 750 square feet. So if you want to be in that area, Haliki Lohana is nice living, man. You are right on the doorstep of Wailea, and that is a great price there. I want to say
Yeah,
at
you're probably
1,950,000, it
5,000,
was great.
6,000 a month for a house like that.
Dude, can you still B&B it? I mean, that's where you can make some
Possibly.
money there
But
too.
even
Yeah,
if you go long term, 6,000, live in the cottage.
bro, there it is. That's how you make a payment on something like this. You want to invest, but you want to have a little place on Maui for yourself. There it is. You got a 1 bedroom, 2 bath that just sits there being watched by your tenant.
Which
You're
is
going to be nice to
750
them.
square feet, which is the size of a condo.
That's
South
exactly what
Point,
you want.
Behave Villages, wherever.
Yep. And you don't have to worry about HOA fees with the condos.
No
There it is, Danny.
need.
All kinds of different ways to get you here to Maui or to get you to stay here on Maui. You just have to be creative, and sometimes you don't get to do just like, hey, I'm going to write a check and buy a place for 10 million on the beach. We can't all do that. Mapu Place,
Yeah,
kind of on the lower section of Maui Meadows. I mean, I know that's one of the roads as you come up into it. Has a pool, has a detached cottage, 2 bedroom, 1 bath, 700, and 3.125. I mean, I want to say that's, perceived market value right there. Not boasting any kind of view, mountain ocean, but well kept, vibey. It's for rebels. It's for rebels. Look at that view right there.
oh, you even
Damn.
get a view.
Yes, cuz. Oh, Liho Liho Street. This Pu'uone track. So this is also old sand hills, in my opinion. That's kind of what they call this sometimes. I built in 72. So there it is. 10,000 square foot lot, Danny. Has the 1 bedroom, 1 bath, can be CPR'd. That's what they do over here. 1848 square feet. Dropped it. What is that? 75 grand, 4 bedroom, 3 bath. Views of the harbor. Go surf sand piles.
There you go. You want a $700,000 house? That's how you do it. Buy
There
this
you
one,
go.
CPR it,
Yep. Yep.
sell the cottage for five, six
I
hundred.
people fighting over it a nickel. Throw it out there for a big nickel, 500. Yep. What's it look like on the map? Let's take a look real quick here. Let's just see how they have the spatial alignment of the ohana.
There you
So
go.
here's the harbor over here, guys. Waves get good over here. Waves definitely get good over here. That's called Big Lefts.
There's some Ono
So
food trucks over there too, man.
so there it is, right there. You got the cottage right up in front. Your main house is in the back. You CPR it.
Opposite,
I don't know
front and
how they're.
back.
Is
Cottages in
that
the
it?
back.
This okay?
Driveways.
Cottage
Yeah.
is in the back. So CPR right along in here. Is there separate entrance to it? Got to be along in there somewhere. Anyway, just throwing out creative ideas for you guys. This is how we do it here on Maui.
Let you know
Kahului
there's
Ikena, Danny.
options. There's options.
Kahului Ikena, bro. So Kahului Ikena had very, very low fees for a long time, and now they don't. And the reason for it is they're having to slap special assessments to do roofs and all these other things. So, guys, having a very, very low HOA for a long time is not a good sign of good management. It may feel good at the time, but this is when it hurts. Insurance goes through the roof. Now we got to do some retros. Anyway, just a quick little note from Johnny. 645 for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 900 square foot condo right in the heart of Kahului, literally walking distance to Queen Kahumanu Mall. More importantly, Danny, walking distance to the food land next to the old Sears that has Oki's Seafood Corner in it.
You
And
notice
look at this, Danny. This
Johnny
is what we.
likes to reference food next to everywhere he goes on the island.
Yes, I can tell you the good places you get to eat wherever you live. No, but Danny, look at what we found out about Kahului Ikena on the ground floor.
Pets allowed.
Got a small kind yard and little storage right there, guys. This poor guy went into escrow yesterday and fell out today, literally. And it's the second time. 785 Haiku Town Acres is the bomb. It is literally right off the highway. As you come up Haiku Road, there's a lot of new development in there. That's a full acre. It has been CPR'd at some point, and I wonder if it's just the whole thing CPR'd from one main large complex. But I do like the community. Kulipu'u Place, Keali Ikai. So that's still kind of south central Kihei, yeah? Keali Ikai, that's got to be where Keali Ocean Villas is, Danny. Is that where we're at?
Exactly. Yeah, right on
KK.
KLE.
That's a beautiful kitchen. I got to give it to them. So they led with that. Looks like you can eat around that whole entire island. Kitchen's upstairs in Hawaii, guys. Why is that? Well, heat rises. So you don't want the heat going up to your bedrooms upstairs. So this is something that we do here, which is a little different. So 2219 square feet, already dropping it a little from 2395, generating some action. This guy right here, dropping the price there. That's a huge lot for Kahana Ridge, man. And I want to say that this is the, I don't know, is this the gulch over here? Can't figure out
Looks
where
big.
this guy is. Let me take a look real quick, though. Because some of Kahana Ridge, yeah, it is, man. So it's running right along the gulch. What's interesting is there's some giant mango trees down on here, man. Giant ones. So anyway, yeah, dude, that's a huge lot.
Yeah,
Look at that.
that lot.
Right next to the reservoir over there.
It's gotta
So
be
you
the
can go and
biggest lot in the
swim in
neighborhood,
it.
huh?
That thing is gigantic, man. That is a great, great value there. I'm going to show this to our buddy when he's in town 2 weeks from now. Kaiwahine Street. This one sold during the COVID market, and now it's being sold again. They've already dropped it a hundy after 11 days on the market. That's a big house for Halepi'ilani, dude. 2,724 square feet. 100% it's chopped up into additional places. But that's the scoop there. I remember when that one was sold during COVID. Little drop here at Lani Keha, or no, fresh to Lani Keha, cul-de-sac lot there. So already some construction going around it. Levelani Place, 925 for just about 3/4 of an acre. Oh, look at that one. Kanapali Shores, Danny, 1,090,000, 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 964 square feet. It's in the very, very back lobby portion, it looks like here. Perceived market value, boy, fees have sure gone up. $2,500. Still includes electricity, if I remember correctly, over there at Kanapali Shores. Definitely run just like a resort. Hotel zoned. Same thing with this Whaler here, 1,095,000. You're in the back. You still get a beautiful view there. And that's a studio that lives larger. The size of most one bedrooms here, 542 square feet. Fees at 1511 there at the Whaler. This is a steal here, though, Danny. And look at that beautiful picture with the Hokulea right there, man. I don't know. Was that like recently or did they just stash that one away and keep it? Because that is cool. So Maui Yacht
Yeah.
Marina is leasehold. It is strictly residential. It is very popular. So what are my fees going to look like, John? Well, I'm going to pay $8 for my water, sewer, trash, etc. And then I'm going to pay an additional $848 monthly for my rent. So we'll call that what, 1,600 or so, a little over. And my lease goes until 2043. So that's the Scoopy there. And looks like they did update some floors. So view of Tradewinds Market. And is this Mermaid right next door?
Yep.
There it is, guys. 2 residentials right in a row. But that's a good deal there, dude. 300. I'm glad we got our gal out. Shout out to Diane, Chochi Diane over in New Jersey. 2-bedroom, 2-bath, up in actual Haiku Town acres. New construction already going on, guys. And they want $1.8 million because they built the 2-bedroom, 2-bath. They bought an original 2-acre lot. They shaved off 0.47 acres of exclusive common areas, built this here that will now help them build their main residence. That's how we do it over here on Maui. West Maui Trades, absolute steal at 245 with virtual staging. 2-bedroom, 1-bath. It is leasehold. I pay $1 million or $1,080 for my fees monthly. And then I just pay another $248. My lease doesn't run out until 2050. This is what first-time home buyers in Maui should be getting involved in. If only to set the budget, Danny, and not have to bounce around again.
That's it.
I mean, seriously, what's my mortgage going to be? Let's say I put, I don't know, 25% down. What is that? 4,800 or 48,000? And I'm going to carry a note of 200. I can only get a loan for 20 years. Still, I mean, maybe $1,500. So $2,500 a month. I got a 2-bedroom, 1-bath on Maui. I bet these
Much
things
better than
rent
the
for
rent.
35. I bet they rent for 35. Yeah. Look at this guy here, Danny, coming out strong. 695. Studio. It's an odd number, so that's how you know it's oceanfront there at Lahaina Shores. 293 is going to go up sometime this summer when they finally reopen. So that's coming down the pipeline. That's why we're seeing so many of these Lahaina Shores hit the market. Good opportunity if you believe in Lahaina long term, guys. Lanai Avenue. This is what happens when you got a billionaire. Got an old 2-bedroom, well, not old, 2-bedroom, 1.75 house, 780 square feet, 565, and that's a deal in Lanai. Kihei Resort. Don't know why they call it a Kihei Resort. It's A1 apartment, 1 zone. Very interesting, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Still got to pay $11.93 for fees. Currently vacation rentable, but in danger of losing that status with the Minatoya list. Is it oceanfront, Danny?
No.
Even puts you in more danger, in my
Across
opinion.
the street.
So those are the ones that I think Bisson's got his eyes on, quite frankly. Very, very interesting. We shall see what happens moving forward. Here's what it costs to rent up in Kula, 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath. That exact house there, 2,341 square feet, and run you $6,500 a month.
There it goes. So that one down at Kilohana is probably at least 6, maybe
There you
7,
go, guys.
because you're
There
paying
you
for
go.
location.
That's right. That's right. That's a cool looking vibey house. It's older.
Very cool.
Specs right on the ocean. So it's ocean front, 7.5 milli. People love Sprecklesville, guys. Lots of old millionaire windsurfers over there. Just came over to Maui to windsurf and then just fell into some real estate and now doing very well. Ooh, trophy unit at the Waiakoa South Point. Looks like a nice remodel there. $599 because it's a downstairs unit. Enjoying that yard. And they're not very big though. 750 square feet, 646 for the maintenance fees. First day to the market there. Oh, Waikapu Gardens. Definitely looks like a Waikapu house right there. Kamaha'o Street, 1,199 gets you 1,774 square feet. I like that price a lot better than the 1,349 it was not long ago. Looks like some updates in 2021, guys. Oh, I'm going to show off the Lanai section here. Mahai, 1,465. Got a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,882 square feet. So that would probably rent for 5,500, $6,000. And you got a 1-bedroom, 1-bath attached ohana. That probably brings 1,800, 25, somewhere in there. This one expired in the Pukalani Fairway Golf Course community. 1,149. That seems like a good price for that neighborhood, man. It's very, very cool living up there. Literally, it's cool living up there. Alailoa, the one leasehold that I would recommend. It is a cool, vibey community. It is up here close to me in Napili. 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,475. They're definitely leasehold. I don't think that'll ever change, but that one did not sell. Here we go, guys. Fractional opportunities. They actually sell here in Maui, and they sell quite a bit. We show them off every day. Drop to 40,000. What are we buying? You get a 2-bedroom, 2-bath on the second level with that view. 1,444 square feet, huge lanai, and you are buying the first 2 weeks of December. We've told it to you here before. If you don't like people, that's a great time to come here prior to all the people arriving right around Christmas, New Year's. Honokai, this one, wow, 266 days on market, 499, 1-bedroom, 1-bath, apartment zoned in Ma'alaya, currently vacation rentable. Has one of the aspects of a good vacation rental, air conditioning. Haven't seen one of these for a minute there, Danny. Kaanapali Royal, 1,299, zoned apartment, but in the resort area of Kaanapali. 1,629 for the maintenance fees on the first floor there. This is Oluwalu. This one sold. This was the B unit. It is agriculture, so that means 1,350 square foot. No stipulations on room count. So they took 10 acres and shaved off an acre. That's the scoop there. Parkways at Maui Lani, 1,230,000, and it got 1,230,000. Molokai Hema, Kahului, one of the increments. 1,425,000, didn't get it done, but man, still 1,255,000 for that, Danny, right there.
Wow.
And that's because it had the 2-bedroom, 1-bath. I'm sure it's been chopped up so you can get some rentals. I am tripping though, dude. That's even in Kahului now. Oh, how the mighty have fallen, Danny. Kahana Reef. That's a dinger, dude. I mean, I'm used to seeing these bring 7 and change. But man, they started out at $599 and that didn't get it done. Well, they're down to $550. So Dad used to live there. Yeah, that's a killer view. This one finally dumped. Waiakoa Place up there in Kula. I like how they separated that house from Ohana, man. That's the way to do it. Brought 1,500,000 though, Danny, on 2 acres, dude. That's a trip, man. That's a steal for Kula. Ho'ohale Place. Yeah, Hale Kilohana once again. 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 1,600,000. How about you take 1,388,000? Can you wait for me? I got a loan. Yeah, let's do it. Done. Scotiabank Ocean View there. Here's another one, guys. Told you they moved. 26,975. They didn't even budge. They wanted this one off the get. What was it? Well, there it is. Shoulder time, man. October. 1 week. 2 weeks. Last week of October, first week of November. Also shoulder season. You don't like people. That's when to be on Maui. Kia Street, another one in the increments. People fought over this one, Danny. Brought 1,000,001. FHA. Nice to see an FHA. Nice to see an FHA loan.
24 days.
Somebody hammered that loan. Hats off to them, man. And a steal. It had a detached Ohana. Good for them, man. Stoked for this FHA buyer. Way to go. Why are we excited? Man, you don't get to use that a whole lot over here. Million
Not at all.
six. Kind of brought close to the money there in Upland. Again, house with Ohana. 2,000 feet on the house. 2-bedroom, 1 bath on the Ohana. Gotta have it. Dude, Valley Isle. 1 bedroom, 1 bath for 500, Danny. Item High Street up in Coffee Farms. Took it off the market. Not sure why, but 6.8 million. That's all I got on this Happy Aloha Friday edition of the Hulahan, Danny.
That's it. Fun little episode. Talk about all the creative ways to own real estate here on Maui to help it make sense for you. You can rent it out, you can CPR it, give you all kinds of different ways to look at it. Hopefully you found it helpful. If you do, feel free to share it with someone. If you have comments, questions, you want us to cover anything, always drop it in the comments. Stay around for the next giveaway sometime in the future.
Peace.
Till next time. Aloha.
Hui ho, gang. See you Monday.